League of Just. This is the story of a human rights organization made by very young boys, and Prophet, peace be upon him, was one of those boys. Equivalent of this League of Just would be the League of Nations, which came into existence in 1940s in United States. And this was the first human rights organization in Arabia. An Arab had no individual responsibilities. If an Arab murdered anyone, the tribe of the murdered would revenge his death not from the individual himself but the whole tribe. The tribe and not the individual concerned had to face all the consequences. That was the custom in Arabia. When the Bedouins became dwellers of the city of Mecca, such methods of revenge became invalid. There was neither police nor court in Mecca. Every tribe settled its accounts that never trespassed the tribal limits. However, if there was any intrusion from outside, all Quraysh tribes would form an alliance against their common enemy. If any Bedouin was offended in Mecca, he could only have his tribal members to avenge his woe for him. Whenever that tribe reached Mecca, it would find itself facing 10 tribes. That was the reason an outsider, when wronged in Mecca, was helpless to get justice and take revenge. An Arab historian, Sahili, writes that once an Arab came to Mecca with his young daughter to buy some merchandise from the famous market of Okais. A rich Meccan merchant had that girl abducted. The poor father had no choice but to get back to the desert to fetch his tribe to help him to liberate his daughter. The abductor was aware that her tribesmen were helpless as their number was too small to face them. Therefore, he refused to return the daughter. When Muhammad, peace be upon him, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, came to know about this incident, he asked the youth of the Quraysh to join against such barbarism in Mecca. Some volunteers who favored the victim gathered in Mecca and took oath. We swear to support the wronged to the extent so as to compel the oppressor to repay his right. We also swear to do this irrespective of any greed and whether the aggrieved is rich or poor. Having decided after an earnest discussion that it was imperative to find an order of chivalry for the furtherance of justice and the protection of the weak, they went in a body to the holy Kaaba, where they poured water over the black stone and let it flow into a receptacle. Each man drank this water and with their right hands raised above their heads, they vowed that henceforth, at every act of oppression in Mecca, they would stand together as one man on the side of the oppressed against the oppressor until justice was done, whether the oppressed was a man of Quraysh or one who had come from abroad. The chief of Tayyam, Zubair of Hashim, and his nephew Muhammad, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, were the founders of this order. Muhammad, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, took part in the oath and said in years after, I was present in the house of Abdullah ibn Judan at so excellent a pact that I would not exchange any part of it. I would gladly respond to any call and help. Another of those present was their host's first cousin, Abu Quhafa of the Yam, together with his son Abu Bakr Rahmatullah alayh, who was 3 years older than Muhammad, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, and who was to become his closest friend. The formation of this voluntary organization marked the beginning of the first human rights organization. Its name, the League of Just, was very befitting for its objectives. Muhammad, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, along with other members of the League of Just, went to the merchant who had kidnapped the girl. They surrounded his house and demanded immediate release of the girl to her father. The merchant asked for one night's respite. That was not granted. He was forced to free the girl at the very moment. Once Abu Jahl bought some merchandise from a stranger but did not pay him. The stranger was not aware of the existence of Halful Fidal or League of the Just. He, in despair, returned home as his tribe was helpless against the unity of the 10 Quraysh tribes. When Muhammad, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, found out about this, he went to Abu Jahl and compelled him to pay for the merchandise which he had bought. Later, whenever any stranger was wronged in Mecca, he sought the help of the volunteers of Halful Fidl. Afterwards, the Prophet, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, used to say that he had always felt much pleasure and exaltation while taking part in the activities of this organization. The formation of this organization before Muhammad, peace be upon him, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, attained his prophethood bears considerable significance. This league had brought a revolution in the Arabian system of justice and shaken the idea of tribal revenge. In Arabia, one could not even think of the accountability of an oppressor. The aggrieved could only have justice if he had a strong tribe or his tribesmen could charge ransom. Otherwise, the aggrieved had to forego his rights. The society of that period had become used to such injustice. The formation of Halful Fidl, or the League of the Just, by Muhammad, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, teaches all human beings to always support the aggrieved against the oppressor, whether he has a weak tribe or no one to die for him. It is astonishing to note that the United Nations Charter for Human Rights was framed after it came into existence in 1948, nearly 1400 years ago, after the Charter of Just was written and signed by the Prophet. May Allah bless him and grant him peace.